This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. This is Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Central Texas Life. And it's really kind of a first for this podcast, and that is to talk to a cookbook author. I was kind of like, how come we haven't had cookbook author on before? But I guess I don't know that many people that cook. But I've gotten to meet the wonderful Linda Gail Potter, and her story is so neat about how this Recipes from the Kitchen of Linda Gail Potter came about. And it kind of came out of some health challenges
Yes.
you were experiencing.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, the cookbook first came about as a gift for my family several Christmases ago. I just put different recipes of my different family members that they liked because we always got together, and that's what we did. Everybody brought their favorite dish. But in 2021, I had COVID-19 and pneumonia. And
you were really sick.
I was really sick, and I really didn't know it. One day, my husband says, "We're going to go to the hospital." And as soon as I got there, they put me in intensive care. And then that's the last I remember. He told me that they put me in a coma. I was in a coma for 4 days, and they put me a tube in my lungs, and I was on oxygen. And I was in the hospital for 13 or 14 days.
Wow, 2 weeks.
Yes.
And it's kind of out of your life you don't remember.
Yes, I did not remember the coma part, but I do remember all of a sudden waking up, and there I was in the hospital.
Oh, my.
But while I was there, I was not allowed any visitors at all.
Of course not.
Not even my husband was allowed to see me. But when I got home, he said, "Guess what?" I said, "What?" He said, "Your cookbook's going to be published."
You
And I
said, what?
I said,
It was just a gift, a Christmas gift to
I
my
said, "My
family.
cookbook." He said, "Yes. While you were in the hospital, I contacted Christian Faith Publishing Company. I had heard an advertisement on Sirius XM, and so I gave them a call, and they told him that, well, we don't normally we don't publish cookbooks." And he said, "Well, I think you'll like this one." So anyway, he mailed it to them and everything, and by the time I got out of the hospital, they said, "Yes, we will publish it." And so that's how it came to be. I never intended it to be published, but it was my husband that took the extra step.
Oh, yeah. Well, a labor of love.
Right.
From both of you. What I love is that this is kind of considered a Tex-Mex and Southern inspired
Yes.
cookbook.
Yes.
So your recipes kind of, I guess some of them harken back maybe to your growing up and the time you spent in Louisiana,
Yes.
which is certainly known for its cuisine.
Right.
So any Cajun inspired things?
I guess there are some Cajun stuff in there.
Can't help but be, right?
Right.
It's in your blood.
But it's mostly just family recipes. Like I said, I just picked out, we always got together on Christmas and stuff. So I just tried to put when I made the cookbook, since it was a gift, I tried to put not only some of my favorite recipes, but some of my brothers' family recipes, their wives' family recipes, some of my nieces' family recipes. It wanted to be a Christmas gift, so I wanted something from
Everybody
everyone.
could say, oh, yeah, that's the one I make all the time.
Yeah, from everyone that
Right.
we get together. So that's how it came to be. So it's kind of a collage of recipes from the family.
Well, of course, this is happening, this is available to you in November, where it's looking toward Thanksgiving, which
Right.
is certainly a big feasting time, and of course the holidays, the Christmas holidays. I'm just turned it to soups, comforting soups to warm the soul. The Lord is my blessing, surely blessing. I will bless you and multiply. I will multiply you. So you have that scripture from Hebrews and from 3 John, beloved, I pray you may prosper in all things and be in health, just as your soul prospers. And so
Amen.
your faith really was a kind of a driving force, because
Right.
you feel like you reached death's door when you were so
Yes.
gravely ill.
Yes, I did not know it at the time, but
Right.
I guess it was. But I came out of it. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
great.
praise
but,
God for
one
that.
thing when I was there, I was just on the bed all the time. I really couldn't get up to walk.
No,
or
and with
anything.
COVID, you have this weakness that
Yeah.
you have to really build back.
And so some of those scriptures that I had put to memory, I would just hear myself saying them out loud. I would just talk to myself, you know.
It was,
And,
deep,
yeah,
deep
'cause it was
inside
already
you. It was
inside of me.
inside you. That's
And so-
what's so important. And for cooks who love using cookbooks, to have that scriptural reminder is really sweet. It's really precious. And for grandmas and moms who cook with their little ones,
Right.
what a wonderful way to kind of reinforce those teachings and those scriptural truths. Really.
Right. Food for the soul and food for the body.
No kidding, no kidding. Well, what I love about this is that you kind of got a little bit of everything. Like I say, you've got lots of great sweets, and in fact, I'm looking at some that you brought. So tell me about this carrot cake. It's got a pineapple cream cheese
Icing.
icing. Oh my
It's one of our
goodness.
favorites. I think you'll like it.
Okay, well, I happen to have a little slice cut right here, so why not try? Oh, and it's 3-layer. That's a lot of work, isn't it? You have to split the layer, or do you do 3 separate layers?
I do 3 separate layers, and then I put them together with the icing, one on top of the other.
It's got some nice spice in it. This is exactly what you think of this time of year.
Right.
And the cookies. Tell me about the macadamia white chocolate cookies.
White chocolate macadamia nut cookies. They're very simple to make. It's just instead of the chocolate chips, you have white chocolate chips, and the macadamia nuts. You just slice them up like you would pecans.
Yeah, just chop
and
them a
then
little
it's
bit.
just the eggs and the flour and the sugar, just like normal cookies you would make.
Well, and you had it in a cute little Christmas can, and you've got your cover of your cookbook on your little label, which is darling. But a lot of people do like to give baked goods at Christmas
Right.
rather than, I don't know, stuff.
Exactly right.
Because there's always somebody dropping by, and it's wonderful to have some special cookies that someone has gifted.
Yes. In fact, that's what on the little street that we live on. It's a little short street, but at Christmas time, that's what we do. We make cinnamon rolls or sugar cookies or chocolate chip cookies, and go door to door, take their little Christmas card. But we have a little sack of cookies or little treats to give them. So,
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
and I bet they look forward to that every year. As a matter of fact, well, there was a wonderful article that was written about you in the Belton Journal, kind of helping to promote your book as well. And the headline is "Local Woman Overcomes Challenges to Publish Cookbook."
Right.
And so not just the COVID, but I understand you've also dealt with cancer.
right.
So you've had several health issues.
Got through them all. I had lymphoma cancer probably about 20 years ago.
Really?
Yes, came through that. Great. God is good. And had Guillain-Barré Miller-Fisher syndrome. I don't know if you know what that is.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. It's my right side was,
In fact, I think
Paralyzed.
Coach Mulkey,
yeah,
that's what happened to her at one
Right.
point.
came through that great.
Yeah.
And some people say they have lingering effects for a long, long time. But I was very fortunate. It happened like in March of the school year I was teaching in, so I was out the rest of that year, the summer. But by the fall of the next year in September, I was already ready to go back to school. So it was great. So
That's amazing. That's a
It
really
is.
fast recovery.
yes, it
from
is.
that.
They didn't think I would be able to do that, but God is good.
Yeah. You do rely on your faith for everything, but especially when a crisis happens, a health diagnosis that seemingly comes out of the blue, or an illness like COVID kind of seems like out of nowhere. You said those scriptures were inside you. How did you rely on that faith to get you through?
Well, instead of just looking at TV and looking at some of the stuff that's on TV, I would just turn on my CDs or whatever. And when I especially like Dodie Osteen, I don't know.
Oh,
if you-
yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, she has healing scriptures, and I would just repeat after her. It's something about saying it out loud.
Yeah.
Is so much better. It's like it goes inside of you, like you're putting your food. You don't just look at food. You have to eat it for it
To
to
get
do
the
you any
value
good.
of it.
So the Word of God is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
You know, if you take His Word and just read it, that's good. But if you read it and then speak it, it's like taking it into your whole being. And for some reason, it works for me, and I'm just so thankful.
Well, you are a walking testimony to that. Do you have a favorite scripture?
Um, I've got lots of favorite scriptures. In the hospital, I couldn't really see to read. My husband sent books. He couldn't visit me, so he'd sent little books for me to read. But
Yeah.
my eyes wouldn't focus very good. So I said,
Oh, they
"What
had
am I
you on a
gonna
lot of
do?"
drugs, I'm sure, all kinds
So
of stuff.
anyway, Psalms 1, I like Psalms 1 a
Mhm.
lot. You know, blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the path of sinners, but does not sit down to relax and rest where the scornful and mockers gather. But his delight is in the word of God, and in his word does he meditate both day and night.
Yeah.
And it keeps on going on. At the end, it says, he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of living water that brings forth his fruit in its season, and his leaves shall not wither or fade, and whatsoever he does prospers. So when you put the word of God into you and you really believe it, it just makes life spring up inside of you. Even though you may not feel like it at the time, you may have to say, well, I don't know when I'm coming out of this, but I'm coming out of it.
Yeah.
You keep planting those good seeds. It's like a seed that you plant.
Mhm.
And you don't just plant a seed and go off and leave it. You have to keep watering it. So
Yeah.
as you speak it, it's like watering this God's word
Right.
that's inside of you.
Yeah, it's not just positive thinking.
No, it's not. It's not.
No,
is
it's that faith that you're believing something you haven't seen yet
Right.
happen.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly right.
Well, you know, and so I've asked you your favorite scripture. Okay, this is a cookbook that's full of just amazing recipes. Everything from there was a enchilada sauce recipe that you had in here that I don't think I've ever made an enchilada sauce, but you say it's real easy. You know, you say this is easy to make. Well, I'm all
most
about
of,
that.
most of the things I make are not
Rockin'
difficult.
Robin's enchilada sauce,
Okay,
as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's not one of mine. That's one that I found in a cookbook, and I don't know the lady, but I like it, so I
Okay.
gave her credit for it, and it's a good enchilada sauce.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, I mean, I kind of turned to that. But you've got, Korean cabbage.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, so how is that different from melt butter, add onions, saute? Oh, it's got onions in it. Okay. Well, that's and carrots. Now that and sausage, yeah, that's a one dish meal.
It is.
We're all
Yeah.
about that, and especially this time of year when
Right. I love the
hopefully it's going to
soups.
be cooler.
Yes.
we're looking for those. It's kind of, I don't know, comfort food.
Right. Right. I love those, like hamburger cabbage soup, and make a pan of cornbread. That'll fill you up all day long.
I was going to say that'll. Oh, and of course, chicken spaghetti. Now, chicken spaghetti is one of those recipes that there's lots of different ways to make it. So this is the one that you think has got the cream of mushroom soup, chicken soup. Oh, but now this has got tomatoes in it. That's different. I normally don't put diced tomatoes.
Yeah. That's a little bit of the Mexican.
Okay, there you go. Yeah,
I like
and
rotel tomatoes.
Of course, and oh, okay. So it is rotel. This is just said stewed.
No, you can put the stewed tomatoes, but I usually put the rotel tomatoes.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be so good. Yeah, and of course Velveeta. You got to put the cheese in there to make it good and creamy. Chicken quesadillas. So you do have a lot of Tex-Mex kind of inspired recipes. But let's talk a little bit about your younger years in Louisiana. So were you born in Louisiana?
Born in Louisiana.
Where in?
Spring Hill, Louisiana. It's about 50 miles northeast of Shreveport.
Okay. So not too far
No, not too far.
from here.
It's not too far from the Arkansas line.
Okay. And family, you had extended family, and you would gather a lot. I mean, family really means a lot to you.
Right. Most of my family lived there or in the little surrounding area like Sarepta or Alexandria or something like that. Yeah. But my mom's family, my dad's family lived real close in the area. So we got together almost my dad's family, which they didn't live very far from me at all, could walk to their house.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoons, we'd always meet up there and play games, do whatever. my brother would always get on the tractor and he'd hook the the thing in the back of the tractor. I'm losing my thought now. Right now, we'd pile in the trailer on the back of the tractor.
Oh, like for a hayride?
Yeah,
or
like for a
something?
hayride. We didn't
Okay,
have
yeah.
hay in there, but we would call it a hayride. He'd put the trailer on the back of the tractor. We'd all pile in, and he would drive us around in the pasture. Or we'd play volleyball or some type of sports like that,
Yeah.
with the kids. And in the
Simpler
afternoon,
times.
yeah, in the afternoon, we'd always have a big spread.
Oh,
usually
yeah.
outside, unless it was cold, it was inside. And we'd always eat something. We'd always get together Christmas Day, Thanksgiving
sure.
Day. So food was a part of me growing up with my family.
Of course, of course.
And when the aunts and uncles come and everybody comes, they always bring their favorite food. So you just kind of get used to good food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, did you have a favorite back then? Thought, I got to get Aunt Teresa's whatever. I mean,
Yeah, all of them.
it was all good. Well, we've talked about a lot of the favorite things that you have. Your favorite recipe, I understand, is what we see on the front cover of your cookbook, and that is a strawberry pie. In fact, I have the exact
Fresh
name.
strawberry pie, yes.
Fresh strawberry pie.
pie, yeah.
So, and it's big, so it serves a lot of people, like on a
Right.
pizza pan.
Yeah.
So how
it's
do you
made
do-
like a strawberry pie, but it's a lot bigger than a regular strawberry pie, and I make it on a pizza pan, so it's much larger. So it's just I have my pie crust, and then I
So it's a regular pie crust, not like a cookie dough or
no,
anything
it's
like
a
that.
regular pie
Okay.
crust. I guess you could use. You can always vary.
I was
when
gonna- yeah.
when I find recipes I like, I'll first try them like I see them, and if I don't like them, I start changing until it
That's
fits.
right.
Yeah, and so it's the same thing with this, but it's on a big pizza pan, and then after the crust comes out, I do a cream cheese confectionery sugar. So all
Yeah,
the juice
layer.
doesn't go into the crust layer.
That's your layer.
And then I do my fresh strawberries with the strawberry sauce and on that. And after it
So it's
cools,
that thick kind of glaze.
yes,
the
it's
strawberry
it's
glaze.
real thick and juicy. Then I pile it on top, and then when all that cools, then I put Cool Whip on top of that. So it's really it's thick. It's
it's
big
not-
and it's thick.
Yeah, but it's not hard to make. I
No,
mean,
it's not hard to make at all. It just takes a little time. Different steps. You have to kind of wait between
Right.
each step.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, it just sounds amazing. Strawberries is one of my husband's favorite things. He loves anything made with strawberries. But I love, even the back of it. You've got, your heart spiritually and you say the Lord is more than enough.
Yes, that's true.
Blessed be the Lord who daily loads us with benefits, the God of our salvation. That's a Psalm 68:19. So, and even a prayer that you pray. So I presume you have done this with a lot of prayer,
Yes.
and even pray over these books, I would guess, for whomever is going to be using it, right?
Yes, because I never expected this. Like I said, it was just for my family, but
Yeah.
if it helps other people, great.
Yeah, yeah. You were just going to do something simple with Shutterfly. There
Yes.
was a kind of a neat way to order books, and have photographs or whatever. This is a much bigger deal than that.
Right.
So, what can you tell me about the Christian Faith Publishing Company? Now, did you deal with them, or did your husband strictly deal with them in publishing this book?
Well, at first, he's the one that contacted them.
Right.
But once it was accepted.
So he sent them what you had put together.
Yeah, so once I got home from the hospital, he said they said they would like to see the cookbook, so they would greatly consider doing it, and so yes, we did that, and then after that it became all mine. I'm the one that had to go through and make sure the editing was correct.
Sure,
and all
no
that, but-
misspell words. and-
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. But
Well, that's good.
he's the one that initiated. I probably would have never done it.
Well, he certainly saw the value in it, and not to make you famous or any of that kind of
No.
thing, but I think because of the value of not only these great recipes, that a lot of younger people, they just don't know how to cook, and so to have something and you say, oh, this is a simple recipe, you could do it.
Right.
It really means a lot for that young housewife.
Right. None of them are too complicated. Some of them take longer than others just because of more ingredients. but
Uh-huh.
They're not like they're not real complicated.
Right.
They're just good food.
Yeah, just good food.
Good
That's what I
Southern
love. Certainly
food.
about Southern recipes. You know, it is a lot of comfort food, but they're not real complicated, and it's just something that nourishes the body, and in this case, the soul as well. You can get this book though with Amazon on Amazon, and then you have a Facebook
Yes.
and Instagram on the way as well.
Instagram.
Yeah, so, and that's under Linda's Dash Kitchen on
Right.
Facebook. That's how you can find that. Of course, Amazon, just search Linda Gail Potter because it's recipes from the kitchen of Linda Gail Potter. And it's just wonderful. It's just delightful. Well, I like to end these little visits with just a little questionnaire on. I heard the late, great James Lipton would use on Inside the Actor's Studio. So this is my take on that. So there are no right or wrong answers. But here we go. What is your favorite word?
Love.
Okay, that's a good one. Your least favorite word?
Hate.
Okay, that works. That works. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
I love to see people happy and smile and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah. Yeah. What turns you off, conversely, spiritually, creatively, or emotionally?
People that are ugly and mean and say ugly things.
Yeah.
Right now, the politics.
Yeah. Yeah. Watching the news. Yeah, for sure. What sound do you love the most?
I love to hear the birds and the wild animals. And we have a lot of birds in our backyard, and I love to hear those. It's just so peaceful.
You're in Belton.
I'm Belton. I live in the little area that's called Morgan's Point.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's such a beautiful
so we're
area.
right there close to the lake, and we have a lot of deer, and we have little birds and owls and all kinds of blue jays, doves. So if you go out there and feed them, which I do,
They will come.
they will come.
For sure.
And when they come, you hear them, and I like to just sit on the patio and just listen to them.
How wonderful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What sound do you hate?
Loud, ugly, talking,
Yeah.
horrible, yelling sounds.
Yelling and stuff.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Discord.
Yes, I
Yeah.
usually walk away if I start hearing it. I kind of walk away.
Yeah.
Don't want to be around it.
Sure. Well, we didn't talk much about your profession. You were a teacher, is that right?
Yes, I was a teacher.
By trade. For how long?
37 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. What age did you teach?
My degree was in math education. I mostly taught high school, but when I first started, I taught in middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. But
Oh,
after
God
that,
love you.
but after that, most of my experience was in high school.
Yeah.
And the last 10 years, I taught at Belton High School, and
That's a great school.
I taught all kinds of math, Algebra 1, geometry, pre-AP Algebra 2, depending on what school that
Yeah.
I taught at, because I taught in more than just Belton. I taught in the Houston area for a while, and I taught in South Carolina for a little while, and San Bernardino for 3 years, different
really?
places. I'm taught in Louisiana. So, but most of my experience was in the Texas school system.
Yeah.
The Texas school system is a wonderful school system.
Well,
Well, where I've taught in Texas is a
It
wonderful
has
school
been good. Well,
system.
that's good. That's a good report. What other profession would you like to have tried if you weren't going to be a teacher?
I really don't know, because I was very happy just being around people, and you know,
So, from a little girl, you knew you wanted to be a teacher.
no, not really. I did not know what I wanted to be. So I always liked math in high school.
Yeah.
So when I went to school, I didn't. My friend wanted to be this, my other friend wanted to be that, and I said, well, I'm just going to start taking classes that I enjoy. So that's how
There
I
you
ended
go.
up. That's how I ended up being a math teacher.
So yeah, I mean, it's something you enjoy and we're able to have a passion for, and you know, as they say, then you don't feel like you're working.
Yeah.
You're just doing what you enjoy. Well, what job do you know you would not want to do?
I would not want to be a doctor because I don't think I could cut into people.
Okay. You know, it's funny. I've asked this question to many, many, many people. A lot of them are like, I love teachers. I could never be a teacher.
I love doctors. They've helped me a lot.
But I have heard that a lot from people.
But you have to have a certain personality to sit there and carve on.
Right,
people.
that you can do that. I mean, it's right. But we're certainly glad that they're out there. I had a doctor once tell me he could never be, what was he couldn't be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of funny.
Right.
Last question. What do you want to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Well done, my good and faithful servant.
Yes, ma'am.
We're
Yes,
just
ma'am.
ordinary people when you just go about your life.
Yeah.
Just trying to be the best you can be and helping others. Even when you mess up. I've messed up a lot.
Haven't we all? Haven't we all? But he gives grace. And you are doing it well. I'm here to say thank you, Linda Gail Potter, the author of Recipes from the Kitchen of Linda Gail Potter. Again, go to Amazon and you can find it. Check her out on Facebook, Linda's Kitchen. And yeah, that's on Facebook and an Instagram account as well. So it is wonderful to have you here. And there's recipes here I'm going to be trying for the holidays. I got family and that'll be here, so we're going to try some great recipes out. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. It's been fun, and thank you for being with us. We'll see you again next time on Central Texas Life. Bye-bye.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder is part of the Rogue Media family. Be sure to check out our other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate this show 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Life with Ann Harder. This has been a Rogue Media Network